Nestled in the foothills of the Ozark Mountains is a theme park that everyone needs to go visit. Welcome to Silver Dollar City, a wonderful park like no other that is located in Branson, Missouri. And currently the park offers 7 roller coasters, including notable ones like Wildfire, Outlaw Run, and Time Traveler. But since Time Traveler opened up in 2018, the only coaster Silver Dollar City has built was the all-new Fire in the Hole, which opened this year. So whatever is coming next, I predict that it's going to be rather large and cater to thrill seekers. In this video, I will share with you where Silver Dollar City will build its next roller coaster and what kind it's going to be and when it's going to open. But the best part is, you will see a detailed layout of this coaster that I created that would be themed around a very scary Ozark folklore. Now that Silver Dollar City rebuilt its classic family indoor coaster Fire in the Hole on the other side of the park, I think the land where the original ride once stood has to be considered for this project. And you probably think that there is not a whole lot of space available for a major coaster in this area. And guess what? You are exactly right. But the good news is that this area could be completely dug up and leveled to be the future home of the coaster's entrance plaza, the queue line, maintenance areas, and the station. From there, when we zoom out, there isn't a whole lot of options at first. However, the more you look at this, the more you realize that Silver Dollar City could get rather creative with this coaster. Now, one interesting fact about Silver Dollar City's coasters is that they do not offer any of them that travel over or below a midway in the park. And I think that this coaster will change that. If you've never been to Silver Dollar City before, then you'll need to know that this park offers a rather hilly terrain, which makes this project that much more intriguing. This area of Silver Dollar City would make the most sense for the park's 8th roller coaster. And there are 3 options that I predict that the park could build for this project, which very much could cost more than the $30 million Fire in the Hole attraction. First up, a brand new Vekoma flying coaster. So far, we've only seen one of these get built, and everyone raves about it. This is FLY, and it's located at Germany's Phantasialand. And this awesome looking multi-launch Vekoma next generation flying coaster features 2 inversions and over 4,000 feet of track. If Silver Dollar City would add a coaster like this, it would be so cool to see exactly how the park would theme the ride and incorporate the coaster's layout within the park itself. But the best part is, Vekoma can do pretty much anything a park wants them to with this ride model. And I would love to ride a flying coaster through the woods and experience a bunch of near-miss elements as the train is flying past buildings and trees. Next up is a hypercoaster. Will Silver Dollar City add a hypercoaster before Dollywood does? That's the $1 million question. And a coaster like this would really impact the Silver Dollar City skyline like no other ride could. But the question is that a good thing? Since every coaster you'll find at the park is almost hidden from the midways. A hypercoaster would give Silver Dollar City its tallest, fastest, and longest coaster, and for marketing purposes, that is always going to be a home run. But another question is, will the terrain that the park sits on allow this type of coaster to get built? Now, since Silver Dollar City has recently worked with mock rides for Time Traveler, could we see the park open America's first ever Striker coaster? Over in Germany, we saw mock rides open up their first Striker coaster at Europa Park, and this ride looks fantastic. This is Voltron, and it's a massive, twisted, multi-launch coaster that is filled with inversions, airtime, and insane elements. And to say that Voltron is a massive hit is an understatement. This coaster was Mock Ride's first ever Striker coaster, and we all know it will not be their last. So what if Silver Dollar City and Mock Rides came together to build the park a heavily themed Striker coaster? I really do think that this would be a huge win for the park. With that being said, out of the Vekoma Flying Coaster, the B&M Hyper, and the Mock Ride Striker Coaster, I think that the Hyper Coaster would make the most sense for Silver Dollar City. I just feel like this would be the most marketable ride and the most reliable option out of the 3 that I just listed. This is why I wanted to show you just how Silver Dollar City could fit in a massive new B&M Hypercoaster with the area that I mentioned earlier in the video. And before I share with you the layout and the details of the ride, if you do enjoy these coaster concept videos, then you'll want to check out these other ones that I've done for parks like Cedar Point, Universal Studios Florida, and Islands of Adventure. And for your convenience, you can find a link to these videos in the description of this one. This is Ozark Howler, a brand new B&M hypercoaster that features 5,100 feet of track that snakes its way through the woods and around Outlaw Run. Featuring a burnt orange track and dark tan supports, this coaster will look beautiful looming over the Silver Dollar City skyline. Themed around the folklore of a mysterious creature living deep in the woods of the Ozarks, this creature would be the perfect theme for this massive layout that is all in the woods. Legend has it that the Ozark Howler has been sighted in southwest Missouri, right around the Branson area. The creature's howl, as you might expect, has been described as a very deep, spooky howl. And the really creepy thing about it is that it can be heard from very far away. But the question that I have for you is, are you brave enough to ride the Ozark Howler at night? Because night rides on this awesome looking hypercoaster are going to be insane. Now, a huge shout out goes to everyone who is following me on X that submitted their names for this coaster. Steve Exotic and the Jared Express shared this awesome name with me. Again, thank you so much for your time. Silver Dollar City's hypercoaster will feature a 215-foot tall lift hill that features an 85-degree, 225-foot first drop. The fastest point of Ozark Howler is at the base of the first drop, where the train will reach speeds of 76 miles an hour. From there, you will enter a 160-foot tall airtime hill that travels over Outlaw Run's first drop, giving you breathtaking views of the park's RMC wooden coaster and the surrounding area. As you crest over this awesome airtime hill, then the train takes a tight right-hand turn that follows the terrain and leads into a 140-foot tall airtime hill. At the base of this hill, you will again pass over Outlaw Run as the train enters a 135-foot tall overbank turn. As the train pulls out of the overbank turn, you then enter a 110-foot tall airtime hill as you cross back over Outlaw Run below you. Following this, riders will experience a high-speed turn to the left as you enter an 80-foot tall speed hill. This hill right here will offer the best ejector airtime that you're going to find on Ozark Howler. Following the speed hill, you will then enter the final 100-foot or taller airtime hill that the coaster offers. Banking to your left, as the train hugs the terrain below you, you will then fly through a tunnel on this part of the coaster. Once you exit the tunnel, you then enter another high-speed turn that then takes you into a 70-foot tall airtime hill that travels back over Outlaw Run. Following this, you will face back-to-back 50-foot tall airtime hills as you travel parallel with the coaster's lift hill in the first drop. Ozark Howler ends with a 30-foot tall airtime hill that immediately turns the train to the left and dives under the entrance plaza for the coaster before hitting the brake run. As you can see, Ozark Howler would become the best overall coaster that you'll find at Silver Dollar City, and it could be a competition for the best one ever built. But now it's time for the biggest question. When could Silver Dollar City open their next coaster? And I predict that the earliest will be 2027, mainly due to Dollywood opening up their next large coaster in 2026. And since these parks are in the same company, I just do not see both parks opening coasters the same year. But I really think that 2028 will be the year for Silver Dollar City to open their next major roller coaster. And if you're visiting this awesome theme park, then you really need to check out my Silver Dollar City attraction guide, where I share with you every attraction that you're going to find at the park and then tell you about all the must experience ones as well. So what do you think about Ozark Howler, and what are your predictions for the park's next coaster? Be sure to let me know in the comments, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and keep riding coasters.